remember that. You bloody wench thinks she's Father incarnate.
What? It is. Why? Well, actually, it's simple. Everybody who lives down here and earns money has to give a part of that to the relator every month and get protection in return. This applies to everybody, from beggar to crime lord. That's an exception. That's a bloody stupid question. Okay, let's assume for a moment that we don't intervene and kill the father on the expedition. There are 3 possible scenarios to how this visit to the room of paintings would go down. Number 1. It goes wrong and he and whoever follows him inside all die. This is the only case where you're right. Number 2. He succeeds and actually manages to separate his mind from his body. Then we'd have a spectral murderer floating through the world possessing powers we can't even begin to imagine. Number 3. The temple turns out to be a dead end and he returns to the Undercity. then we might have missed the only chance to even get close enough to kill him. You get my point? It's too much of a risk to sit on our hands and hope scenario number 1 happens. Why? Fine. I can give you the essentials, but beyond that, I can't be bothered. Ask. Called you? What do you mean? Did he send a messenger? Psionics. Figures. Well, go see him. You'll see what this is all about then, but I'm pretty sure he's considering you for the mission. And this is his last test. In other words, our plan has worked. Correct. And, thank you for filling me in on this.
We're watching you, sleeper. Always.
A stranger. What do you need?
I thought my instructions were clear. Wait until you hear from us. A dream. That. Oh, I understand. Then go see Brother Sorrow at once and tell him the same thing. He will lead you to the Father. Go up to the tower, deeper into the mountain. At the end of the hallway, you'll find stairs ending in a wall. Now go. The Father must not be kept waiting.
Keep walking, son child. Go.
I understand. You may pass. Descend. You'll see. No.
So you received my message. Good. Come, take a seat. I will be with you in a moment. Well then, good to finally meet you in person. I would introduce myself to you, but you already know who I am. Well, you are not the first person to say that. The first seer has already told me about you. He said that you and Brother Wrath recovered the lost pages, and also that you are, how should I say, unusual. He did not lie, as I see now. You do indeed have something peculiar about you. Tell me, how do you feel about Brother Wrath, Farrell, as you call him? Is he? Interesting. Be that as it may, the first seer had nothing but praise for you, and suggested that I consider you for our expedition, and I have, provided that you are still interested. You will receive 250 pennies in advance, and another 250 if the mission turns out to be a success. This is more than generous. I assume you know that it will be dangerous. Nonetheless, I would like you to understand the background of this undertaking fully if you are to work with us. Come. I present the human body, a simulacrum. As I said, I want you to understand. Does the name Manit Dalgalang sound familiar to you? The man who left his body. He was one of the former Grand Masters of the Order, a righteous man, but also of a very reclusive nature. It is said that Dalgalang had always been a little peculiar. In the few records that are left of him, he once described how he never felt as though he belonged in this world. Thus, he made freeing himself from this sense of estrangement his purpose in life. Well, one day he vanished, just like that, in the bright light of day, during one of his meditations at the Eye of the Gods. Even though there were observers, the Order didn't record his vanishing in the chronicles for obvious reasons. According to them, Dalgalang simply disappeared on a pilgrimage. I believe so. He succeeded in freeing his spirit from the vessel of his body, and the strange occurrences that happened after confirm my theory. His mother, for example, insisted that he visited her in spectral form at the death feast, and told her that he was sorry. His servant, who was the closest thing Dalgalang had to a friend, heard his voice when he laid down flowers at his pathstone. Or the keepers, who saw a ghost meditating in his former laboratory at night. All coincidences or phantasms, you may say, but to me, it is clear that Dalgalang achieved his goal. He managed to separate his soul from his body. He achieved transcendence. I suppose you could say that, yes. Dalgalang was among the first humans to realize how misguided we are and how little of our potential we actually use. When I first heard his story, I instantly recognized myself in him. In particular, his fascination with the idea of overcoming our fleshly nature. I was enthralled and made this idea the purpose of my life, which finally led me to found the Relata. Frankly, I still find it baffling how few people share this quest. All they care about is the satisfaction of their carnal desires. They are so proud of what separates them from a pig, and yet they achieve little else in their lives. Eat, copulate, die. And all it would take to show them what their minds are capable of would be a glimpse into their dreams. Either way, I digress. Exactly, and that's where you come in. As it turns out, the secret to transcendence was hidden in the lost pages of J.L. Tannisson's book, where he describes his initiation ritual in the Room of Paintings. It's not some kind of room. The Room of Paintings is a force of nature, one that has the power to change you in a way that far exceeds the ability of normal magic. Either way, I will spare you the details. What you need to know is that we believe the Room of Paintings to be inside a temple we excavated over the past years. And that is what this expedition is about. You and the other mercenaries will venture into its depths and establish a portal for Myra Lame and me to step through once you found the room, where we will finally sever our minds from our bodies. Correct. What it is or who built it, I can't say. Only that it must have been an ancient civilization, and by ancient, I mean one that existed long before the Pyreans. The Black Libra, the cult the Butcher of Ark belonged to, merely used this place to conduct their rituals of initiation. In the Frost-Cliffed Mountains, that's where you will go. They could, but the temple is dangerous. Only if you let them eat you. According to my research, 4 groups need to enter the temple simultaneously through its 4 individual entrances. These groups will be made up of 2 mercenaries and 1 voice each to guide you. Once you've found the temple, your mission will be considered a success, and you will be paid. Any questions? As soon as possible, after this conversation has ended, you will make your way to the excavation site and wait for my arrival. Since you've already worked with Brother Wrath, you will form a group with him and another mercenary I will choose myself. Do you have a map? Show me. Good. This is where you'll find the site. I recommend you take a Myred to the Frostcliff Tavern and walk from there. You will.
Rialta Sheriff.
What the? Oh, you. I take it you accepted the Father's invitation. Tell me. I see. Though I still don't understand why the Father wanted you personally. That's not like him at all. Either way, now comes the critical part. This expedition is the only chance we're going to get. The fact that he assigned us both to the same group is a good start. Join our cause? We don't. We kill him the first chance we get. The last thing we need is an additional risk. It surely won't be anyone deserving your pity. Almost everyone whom the Relada would hire has earned their death 1,000,000 times over. Just remember what the First Seer asked of you as a symbol of trust. I suggest you head to the temple as soon as possible. I'll probably arrive with the Father. Until then, I'm counting on you.
So much to do, so little time.
just got a new delivery of ale. Anyone?
Well, that's just how he is. Always talking. Some people just don't know their path.
That's just how it is. Everything was better in the old days.
What?
Life fades away.
Some people just don't know their path.
And just how exactly is that supposed to help me?
No idea, but I did what you asked of me. Now where's my pay?
Here. Thank you for your services.
My pleasure.
Huh? Do I know you? Ah. Well, I'm Esme. Esme Yal. Can I help you with something? Him? Oh, just another disappointment, I guess. Nothing you need to worry about. The brave miser helps the damsel in distress. How noble of you. Why?
Well, that's just how he is. Always talking.
Well, you just don't see a lot of helpfulness these days. Especially when there's nothing to be gained in return. Especially to a tramp.
Oh, well.
Huh. How's this? Before we go any further, you have a seat, and we play a couple of rounds of the Battle for Treyamar. I'll think over your offer in the meantime, and we'll let you know of my decision afterwards. What do you think? Well then, innkeep! 2 mugs of ale, please. Are you dealing? Well, I guess I got lucky. Come on, another round. We're not done yet. What? I won again? This is going better than expected. Ah, that was fun. Can't remember the last time I've played. So, regarding your offer, does it still stand? I've thought on it, and I'd actually be glad for all the help I can get. Well, I'm looking for someone. But let's talk at my camp, shall we? Elron needs fodder, and he's been alone out there for way too long now. Yeah, something like that. Come, follow me. Here we are. And yeah, this is where I live. Why don't you start a fire while I take care of Elrond? Thank you. So, I'll try to make this short. I'm here on Enderal because I'm looking for someone who left my life a while ago. How do they put it in these parts? My companion. Former companion, that is. Terra. A letter I received a while ago. Back then I was still with my clan, near Unil Yar. It came by Myrid courier, which was more than unusual. Just like myself, Terra was a minstrel. And, as you might know, money is always sparse among our kind. You guess right. She said that she was planning to do something. Something extremely stupid. Alright. I think I need to go back a little. You know, Terra has always been somewhat complicated. Introverted. Wary of others. If you didn't know her, you'd have been inclined to think that she was arrogant. Yeah, I did. Probably because I saw right away that her demeanor was a form of self-protection more than anything. Buried under that shell of ice was an extremely kind, vulnerable, and caring person. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that Terra has always had difficulty being happy. She had been through a lot, and it had broken her in some way. Every now and then, this black fog would come over her. Sometimes it was bearable. Sometimes it was so bad that she refused to leave her tent all day long. One of the reasons, yeah. But there was something else that happened about 2 years ago. We just finished a performance at a festival, and I had lost Terra in the crowd. When I found her again, she had this look on her face, as though the Seven Lightborn had just revealed themselves to her. She was hypnotized. Well, in that crowd, she had met a woman. She had worn a mask, like the other guests at the ball, and according to Terra, she had approached her right after our performance. How should I put it? She had told her that she had a solution for Terra's problem. For the Black Fog. Yeah. I quickly forgot about the whole thing, and I thought Terra had too. But the letter proved me wrong. Her encounter with that woman, it had never let go of her. Never. Yeah. And some of the things she said in that letter, they scared me. Because they sounded so final. I don't know. It's probably madness that I'm even here. I mean, she's a grown woman, and we're not even companions anymore. But still, when I read those lines, everything inside me froze. As though I was watching her walk towards an abyss, and wasn't able to stop her. Just one. And according to that mercenary I talked to in the tavern, it's leading nowhere. Even though I can't help but feel as though he was sloppy. Alright. My only clue so far is the name of the ship on which Terra set over from Kyle. The Morning Dew. It was a trade vessel whose crew was mad enough to sail the Red Sea despite the wars. When I came here, the Morning Dew had just set sail again, but I wasn't able to find anyone with information on Terra's whereabouts. Really? Then, did you see Terra? A young Eterna. Black hair, blue eyes? Well, according to the mercenary, the ship ran aground up north. If that's true, and if we get lucky, we might be able to find something in the captain's chambers that could help us. A logbook, a list of passengers, something like that. Here, this is where the ship ran aground, apparently. Thank you. I appreciate it. How about a sip of spiced wine before you leave? Eterna specialty. All right, one moment.